Hello, everyone. This is Rohan from the analytics team under the supervision of Andrew Flemings. I'm working as the data analyst here. And 3 months ago, we were approached by a company called Social Buzz. And today we have completed 3 months initial phase of analysis, and we have an object. We had an objective that we have to find the top five categories with the largest aggregate popularity. And today we have reached to the conclusions, insights, and we would be discussing all about this in this presentation. Before going to the much detail, let's get a quick recap of what the company actually is and its background. So, Social Buzz is a social media platform that has a twist in its functioning. So it's basically content centric. So it gives more emphasis on the content, and it keeps the users completely anonymous, and it has a lot of type of reactions that a user can give to a specific content. So uh, because of this, it gained immense popularity, and in the last 5 years, it had almost 500 million active users and a huge volume of unstructured data that needed to be cleaned, understood, and worked upon. So that was all about the company. So after that, let's move on to the process that we have undertook to reach the objective. The first phase that we undertook was data understanding, that we understood the data. How we do that? We had data that was shared to us. First, we had the first party data, and so we checked about its integrity of the data before we move on. Uh, After that, after scanning through all the large data that we had, we came to know that to reach our objective, we only need three basic type of data sets, that would be content, reaction types, and reactions, the number of reactions or the score of the reactions. So after a while, we found out all the three types of data that we needed um, to go for the next phase. And after we found out the three types of data, we moved to the data cleaning phase. So in the data cleaning phase, we used the spreadsheet as our tool, and then here we clean the data by removing the rows which were unwanted, or the rows which were blank, which were not needed. Then we also altered with some data that was irrelevant to our objective. Basically, we focused on what data we exactly need to reach our insights or the objective. After cleaning the data, we moved to the data modeling phase. In that, since previously in the data cleaning phase, we finally had three different data sets that were cleaned properly and were completely that only had what we need for the analysis and nothing else. So in the modeling phase, we combined the three data sets into one single piece of data. We did this using the VLOOKUP function and using the common keys that they had in the three different data sets. So after bringing all the data into one single piece, we could now analyze the data set more easily. So then we moved to the data analysis phase. So in the data analysis phase, we used functions, and finally we found out the top five categories. Top five categories with the most popularity. So before that, we found how many unique categories are there, and we found out there are 17 unique categories, and then we used the sum if function to find the score of the each 17 unique categories, and this is how we reach the top five categories with the most score. Um, After the analysis phase, we also did some visualization. We used a bar chart, bar graph, and the pie chart to show and find more insights on the same data. And using these visualizations, we found out that there are in the top five categories, there are uh, two pairs of categories that they have something similar in them. So, if you could name the top five categories, though those top five categories were animals, science, healthy eating, technology, and then food. So, in the top five categories, we had two categories which had food in common, and the other two categories that had science and technology in common. So when we focus on these two similar categories, we could find out that one of them is science and technology. So we could draw a conclusion that people are more interested on real life things that are happening around them, or things that they don't know actually, and they are curious to know something unusual or something new. Uh, Another thing is that food, the second category that was most popular, which was second as well as fifth in the list of most scores. So people are also interested in food a lot. So we could draw a conclusion that real life categories are more popular than the other categories as well. So this was all about the insights and the process that we undertook to reach our objective. And if you have any questions on this presentation, I would really appreciate the questions, and we would discuss about them further. And thank you for being a patient listener. That's all from my side.